Okay, but we are getting started now, right? So I'm gonna put it closer to you, or we're gonna get closer to you.
Okay.
But we are right now we're next to the science building, right?
Yeah.
But we're still in Edinburgh,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And then so this is Alex, right?
Hello, I'm Alex. How you doing?
Yeah. But I'm Alex too. We're both Alexes, right?
Yeah.
So that's cool. And we met in a class, right? Or did we met before? I'm talking about food science, right?
Yeah, we had met before that. I think we had met up there in the spinning room.
The first meeting. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so true. Yeah. So we do research together, or in the same area.
Yeah, I hadn't done research actually in about a year. But
Yeah.
during the time, I was working on spinning some cellulose nanofiber non-woven mats, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then what I was doing with those is I was dipping them in some europium nitrate, and the cellulose was having the europium adsorbed onto the surface,
Yeah.
right? Because cellulose has a lot of hydroxyl groups, right,
Okay,
throughout
yeah.
it. So this gives it a really highly hydroxylated surface,
Okay.
and then so this is the sort of thing that you want when you're adsorbing metal ions, right?
Okay.
So it forms a cellulose europium complex on the surface, and then we would put on some additional tetracycline ligands, right?
Okay.
Because they have this beta diketonate moiety, right?
Okay.
That has a really strong binding property with the europium. It's a preferential binding, right?
Yes.
So then this tetracycline, right, absorbs light at around 400 nanometers, and then it has a transfer reaction with the europium, right? So then this
Okay.
europium will fluoresce, right? A red
Oh,
color.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So then we were using it as a sensor for tetracycline, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was trying to write a paper on that. I didn't really quite manage to get it all the way out.
Yeah,
But
you-
I got a lot of good data.
As an undergraduate, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You graduated already. But so in this experiment, you were looking for the luminescence as a sensor, something like that.
Yeah, so then so we'd be testing the levels of tetracycline in milk, right? So we
Yeah.
would take these fibers, this mat really, so like a paper strip.
Yeah.
And we would dip it in the milk and we would let it dry and we'd hit it with UV, right?
Yeah.
404 nanometers. And then we would measure the response at 616 nanometers. So we'd hit it with purple light, we'd see red light. Yeah. And then
Okay.
depending upon how much tetracycline was on there, it would absorb more and then fluoresce more, or absorb less and fluoresce less.
You were trying to maximize the fluorescence of the paper,
the response.
the response.
Yeah.
So if you put it with the purple light, how red it would turn, how strong of a red?
Yeah, or how little tetracycline you needed in order to get a response.
Okay, so more that's
Yeah.
the word, right? Like
Yeah.
less, and then you get more,
Yeah, it was more sensitive.
more sensitive.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I managed to get down to the nanomolar,
Okay.
right, and still have a pretty linear response, right?
Yeah.
But below the nanomolar into the picomolar, the response definitely lessened, right? I mean, it was still single valued and straight, but we had to do more trials before we could say that we could use it at that molarity range.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, if it's working, when you mean linearly, it means that as you increase it, the luminescence increases,
Right.
right? And the same,
Yeah.
and it was still behaving the same way. But you're saying that before a certain, say, like the light was really small, it wasn't shining that strong.
Like if you had
It's a sensor, right? So-
A moderate change in the tetracycline concentration, you'd have a large change in the, or a relatively large change in the luminescence,
Okay.
right? But as you go below the nanomolar concentration, you could have a moderate change in the concentration, but a really small change in the luminescence, right? So it was hard to
Okay.
tell one from another.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there was not as good a response in certain
No,
ranges.
very much not as good. Yeah. So the previous literature had been said for sure that it was single valued and you could use it as a sensor up down to the nanomolar.
Okay.
Right? So really we were trying to use like the force spinning property, right,
Yeah.
to increase the surface area. So hopefully we'd be able to see a higher response at lower concentrations.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really quite able to break that barrier.
Okay.
All
Did
the
you
way.
get closer?
Yeah, I got closer.
Like significant enough? Or you said that you couldn't write the paper. Was that the reason, or?
Well, it was a lot of different things coming together, right? So I thought the paper was pretty well done,
Okay.
right, when I turned it in, and then I went back a few months later to read it, and I was like, oh man, what's this? This is awful, right?
Okay.
So then I'm still working on it, but I haven't been able to get it to the point where I'm ready to resubmit it to my advisor again,
Okay.
right? So
Gotcha. Well, so then that means that the data is good.
yeah, the data's good. Yeah, I would prefer to do more trials, right, so that I can get more of an average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is the data very like ranges a lot? Sometimes you put a little nanomolar, but then the performance of the luminescence is very shitty. It's very bad. Or sometimes you get really good performance. Is that or what?
Well,
what happens?
See,
or the nanofibers, there's a large range, so it's kind of hard to predict. Or what's going on?
I made a little bit of a boo boo, right? So usually for this sort of thing, you want to take like a lot of different measurements and then average them together.
Okay.
Right, for each data point.
Yeah.
So I only did one measurement for each data point. Right. So that's unfortunate.
Okay. Can you say that again? Sorry.
You want to take a lot of measurements for each data point.
Yeah.
And then average them together.
Yeah.
Right. So then for 10 picomolar concentration, you would do 10 different solutions that are 10 picomolar concentration.
Okay.
And then you would average the luminescence from each one of them, right,
Yeah,
into one data point.
Yeah, you have to test on the same condition multiple times to make sure that it's a consistent result or the range of the results. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
So I ended up not doing that, right? And then before I could go back and do it, I moved to another project.
You didn't want it to do it, or did you forget?
I didn't think it was necessary because the data was really straight. It had the straight lines. It had really good fit.
Okay.
Yeah, but then looking back, you could looking into the past, you can always do better, right? Hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then now that's what I try and do. I always say, hey, like, are you gonna wish you did this better in the future? So.
But when you read the paper of the other person, did they do it multiple times? Like, or do you just feel for yourself?
Sometimes they did do it multiple times. Other times they didn't really specify. But for sure, I think I should have.
Why do you feel it's a boo? Your data didn't fit linearly, or?
Oh no, it did fit linearly. Yeah, but it just.
No,
it just wasn't good enough. It has to be perfect.
No, you have a high standard. That's what's going on. Did
your advisor have to have a high standard?
That's true, but I'm saying like that's a slight thing towards publishing the paper. No?
Yeah. Well, my advisor wasn't really vocal about it. He had a lot of stuff going on, right? But I mean, he didn't publish it. So
was that the reason, though? Say that.
See, paper also. The prose could have been better.
The prose couldn't be better.
Yeah.
Oh, like the performance.
Like the way it was written.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, the feedback that he did give me didn't really cover that. It covered sort of tangential things, right? And then so it wasn't until I went back to read it that I saw that problem.
Oh, okay. You were so involved in it that it was kind of hard to see.
Yeah. See, and that's the advice that some people give, to do something to the best of your abilities.
Yeah.
Right? And set it aside and then come back a few months later and then see, where you can do it better.
Okay. Yeah. That's awesome. That's good advice, yeah. Like, after writing something after a while. But I guess I'm conceited. But after some I've written things when I was a kid. Then, like, 2 weeks later, this is crap. I become really old, like in high school, reading my middle school stuff, and I'm like, I'm a genius. This is awesome.
Because you're reading it and like, wow, a middle schooler wrote this, right? So it wasn't great. It was great for a middle schooler.
You think so?
I haven't read it. That's just what I'm assuming.
Yeah. I had a journal during high school. By the way, like reading that journal, like I was messed up during high school.
Yeah.
Like I was going through stuff. Everybody, but I never saw it in other people.
I bet if you wrote a journal now and you went back to read it in 10 years, you'd be like, oh man, I was a messed up kid during this time.
No, because I felt like weird during high school. Like I did kind of made a mental note about it, but now impressed in how better I feel, or like how clear my mind, or like my direction, whatever. I feel like holy shoot, like. Because I was having a hard time, I guess, and so I didn't have a metric for it. So I was like, everybody goes through this, But now that I'm feeling good, now I'm like as a reference, feeling, experience. Because now, if I think about it, it's not a big deal, whatever. But if I read about it and then I remember, so my brain starts feeling what I felt, and I was like, oh shit.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, but yeah. But we can.
So then is that advice to keep a journal or not to keep a journal?
Yeah, journals are good. I'm still writing like a. It's not often, but I do it on Google Keep. And I just write how I feel and stuff.
Careful putting it on Google. Someone's gonna break into that.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Kind of late, right? Oh my god, dude! I feel like I'm just opening the door for it. So now what I have to do is kind of freaking download everything and then delete from Google Keep, or I don't know. I don't care, dude. Who cares?
Yeah, people are gonna look inside your mind.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'm very open, like about other. It's just people don't care most of the time.
Yeah. The true secrets you can never put down on paper. You can never share.
Whatever, dude. I don't have secrets. The world shouldn't have secrets. I feel that's yeah. As long as you're good and people can't hurt you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you should be fine. What was I gonna say? But I wasn't able to introduce you fully. So you were biology student, chemistry.
Yeah. Well, chemistry and physics.
Chemistry and physics. Double major? Or?
Yeah, double major. That's why it took me 6 years. Well, 7 years.
7 years?
Yeah.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 25.
You're 20. So you started at 18?
Yes. I started in 2009.
Okay.
And I graduated in 2016.
Okay.
January.
So that's still 7 years, but
No,
how old
December.
were you?
Yeah.
How old were you on? Oh, okay. Whatever.
I started
17.
I started taking classes when I was 17.
17.
Yeah, I was in
Okay.
the Math and Science Academy. I was the third class that they had set up. So basically,
Were you advanced, or did you have dual enrollment, or?
well, it was like a charter school that had been chartered by the Texas legislature,
Yeah.
right? So then it basically took high school kids from around the valley,
Yeah.
and then it enrolled them into college classes, and then those college classes were how they fulfilled their high school credits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it started in Brownsville, and then now here in Edinburgh we also have a branch, right? If we go down to that place where all the parking meters used to be, and now they're not anymore, or you can't use them, that's where the Math and Science Academy is here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Edinburgh branch.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, in a way, it was sort of a detriment, right? Because you're like, oh yeah, I'm an advanced kid, and you're just sort of coasting on that feeling, right?
Okay.
But you know, like a lot of the lower level classes in like college is sort of like high school classes,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So then it's like, you know, you're really so advanced, like you shouldn't be feeling that advanced if you're not like performing that much. You know, I also like played a lot of Flash games. I'm gonna be honest.
You played or play?
I played a lot of Flash games back in the day. I try to avoid Flash games now. I'll be honest with you.
Okay. So you were so you didn't get A's? You're getting C's or B's?
No, I was getting B's.
B's.
Yeah, in the college courses, but you know, in high school that's 4.0 because they would ramp it up because you were taking college classes, quote unquote.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Right. Yeah, so it was hard to do bad in the high school portion of it, you know, regardless of really how you did in the college portion of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I always tried my best. Well, because I was a nerd. I'm a nerd.
I'm not a nerd anymore. No, yeah.
No, I am a nerd. I just try to hide in it because people like I can nerd out like completely. Like when you talk like that, like I'm like, oh, what is this? What is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I know that people, you know, want different things, and just kind of like.
No, that's the kind of nerd that you want to be. You know, that's the kind of nerd you want to be. You know, you don't want to be like a comic book nerd. You want to be a science nerd.
Yeah. Well, that's a geek. A geek is like comic books.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Very good. People usually get those switched.
Yeah, because they're not geeks or nerds.
Yeah. Exactly.
Once you're in, you know what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like politicians, they have like so many terms, like liberal, conservative, libertarian, and then they always, because I listen to politics podcast, the Rubin Report, and I always get thrown around. And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
But so I guess the same thing on my realm. I understand, our terms, I guess.
Yeah, my political jargon's not too good. I just hear that people on the left don't like liberals.
What?
Yeah, because liberal is sort of like a centrist term now. You know, if you're a liberal, it's like you're on the center.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh. And then also I think left and right's more economic terms.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, that makes sense actually. Yeah, well I always thought, yeah, because I guess, yeah, right, I always think small government, left is, left is large government.
Right.
And but then also, I just tied everything together.
Yeah.
Left is like, what was it? Abortion, social issues,
So
right?
Yeah, see, in my mind, left's like, you know, socialism, like unions, right, tariffs, those sort of things, which are really more economic issues.
Oh, okay.
Well, abortion would be like a progressive, right? So,
but it's still left, no?
No, that's an economic term. So progressive is like a social term.
Yeah.
Right.
And Democrat and Republican, is that different or?
Well,
we don't know.
Republicans are right, and then Democrats are also sort of right. People say like neoliberal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's like the new branch, the new guard when it comes to capitalism. Yeah,
that doesn't make sense because I always hear the Democrats always want like higher taxes, like you know. So then that's not right because right is more government. Or how do you? Or what's going on? I'm getting confused.
Right, I think is really more about like the market, right? So it's market free.
Yeah.
Right. So regulations aren't always put on the market, right? Sometimes regulations are applied to other things, like abortion, right? We have regulations on abortion.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not an economic theorist.
Yeah. No, but you sound like one.
Oh no.
I'm just kidding.
No, I'm speaking with a level voice. You can get most people to believe most things with a level voice.
That is true, man. That is true. That's really funny.
Yeah.
So.
But I hear that the U.S. doesn't really have a left political organization.
America?
Yeah.
It doesn't have a
leftist political organization, right? Like they have the Democratic Socialists of America, right? But like if you go to Germany or somewhere, right? Like the Democrats of Germany, quote unquote, like they're on the left, like they're communists or something.
Oh, okay.
Right. While they would view our Democratic Party as like a right party in Germany.
Oh, okay. They're way up. Their thing is more separated, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, from the central.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So this is what the craziness is, because I always hear them. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But that's interesting.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What was gonna say?
So let's turn it over on the podcast. Oh, hello.
What's going on?
Hey.
It's
been a long time.
Just give me a second.
Are you in the grad school or are you in the undergrad?
I'm neither.
Thought we were talking a lot more. It's just been 60 minutes.
So are you still researching with Matas too?
Yeah. I'm actually trying to get out. I wanna be done. Like I'm done with research there, but I'm been mentoring a couple other students there.
Yeah.
So and then I wrote a manual and then tutoring videos and that kind of stuff. But yeah,
you should try and do some research with somebody, even if it's not the Matas group. You know, there are different professors in physics and chemistry and even biology, right, who are looking for people.
Yeah.
Looking.
But the thing was that you were working in materials.
Right.
Prem and all of this is materials research.
Yeah.
And I want to focus now on robotics.
Robotics?
So it's very different. Yeah, that's why. Do you know? Do you know anybody?
No, I don't know anybody doing research in robotics. I'm not sure what the different engineering disciplines. I think there are people doing research in manufacturing engineering.
Yeah.
I think that has to do with robotics, doesn't it? Like the way that the subjects are manipulated or something.
Yeah, well, they do programming for that PLCs and that kind of stuff. And actually, kind of my interest was in manufacturing, but for what I wanted to do, I guess, Actually, you're right, I guess. Well, I guess I ended up going to the electrical engineering because I was talking to professors and I was interested in the electrical path. So I guess I went that route.
How about Dr. Hook or Dr. Wankasim? I know they use the vapor deposition sputter coater or something like this to make solid state devices. I mean, it's not exactly what you're looking for, but it's sort of tangential, right, to electrical engineering.
No, but it's electrical engineering in for robotics. That's why. But actually, you bring a good point. I honestly haven't talked with, because I talked with the mechanical department and I talked with the electrical. But I never talked about the manufacturing. You know what I'm saying? You know what? But I already applied for the electrical department.
Okay.
And then the deadline already passed, so I can't really do anything about it. To be honest.
So
maybe I could do an RA.
So specialize for your last 2 years, or for the master's program, or what did you apply for?
Electrical engineering. What do you mean, masters?
Masters?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna do your masters, you have to do research somewhere.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, do I because I was thinking of having an advisor for sure.
Yeah.
And then doing work, but I think a lot of the stuff is theoretical. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or simulations more than anything. Yeah, but I am looking. I applied for Did I submit my application? Yeah, I submitted my application for a teacher assistant. So that's gonna get funding, and then I'm looking for RAs, like research assistants. but yeah.
If you want to do simulation, I think there are a couple people in chemistry simulating like enzymes and stuff. It's not
That's true, but robotics.
Yeah,
it's about
robotics.
Yeah. But well, yeah, but that's interesting. Yeah, you're so involved in the research, right? Like you know everything or a lot of the stuff.
I know what I touch, so
Yeah.
people in chemistry come and they give me samples so I know what they're doing. People in physics come and give me samples so I know what they're doing, right?
Oh, okay.
And then I also, I have my little birdies bringing me bits of breadcrumbs every now and again.
Who are those people?
Just the little birdies.
The little birdies. Who are the little birdies?
Old friends, new friends,
Okay.
people who like to gossip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's important. It's important to have those.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The people from Prem.
I don't really have strong relations with the people from Prem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something I want to fix, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's
Who do
because see, I'm locked up in the SCM room, right? So
Yeah.
then everybody is on the other side of the door, so I don't really talk to anybody during the day. Yeah, and also, it's important to me not to be a student, right? Because I graduated. I was in college for a long time, like 7 years, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I want to move on to the next step, right? So I'm freshly graduated. If I want to have like gravity, to like feel like I'm not a student, it's hard for me to talk with a lot of students and like be friends with students because like I'm just a student again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think you should feel that way. Like you don't feel like the gravity and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think you should. I think. Yeah, professor. Well, talk with. I don't know. I feel like.
I have friends who are professors too.
Yeah.
I like to talk to postdocs, lecturers, professors. They're interesting to talk to, especially now that I'm not a student. They open up more.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because when you're a professor and like maybe if I'm in your class or like
Yeah.
that I talk to people in your class, it's hard to like give comments, right? But if like if I'm not a student, then you can be more open because you don't have to worry about like violating some kind of protocol or breaching the unbreachable wall or whatever.
Yeah. Maybe that's what's going on. But I always treat the professors because it's awkward talking to them freely while I'm in their class because I feel like they could interpret, I want to be buddy because I want an A.
Something from them.
Yeah, so then I just talk nice with them, and but afterwards I'm like more buddy. Hey, how's it going? Talk and stuff. But I get excited to see them, but I feel like I don't know. I still feel that wall, but maybe it might be me too.
Oh no, I'm sure they also have some part of the wall.
Okay. What's gonna say? Yeah, but when I went to Minnesota, did you go to Minnesota by any chance?
Never. That's where the other Prem branch is, right?
Yeah. So Dr. Lozano, she collaborated with Dr. Lodge. He's the director of the Materials Research and Engineering, MRSIC. I don't know. Science. Yeah, I don't know. But he's director of the Materials Research in Minnesota, Minneapolis, the big university. They collaborated, they met, and they sent us over there so that we worked together. But yeah, I met a lot of the people there, and it's super chill. Like they hang out all the time. The environment, but yeah, like professors, I feel like are really relaxed with their the people that work for them, their PhD students.
Yeah. Well, with the PhD student, is going to have a different relationship, right? Because they're like your personal proteges, right? Like you're like the master and they're the apprentice.
Yeah.
Right. So you're not just like they're not just giving you research, right? And like you teach them in the classes like concepts, but you're also teaching them in the lab like how to act, work ethic, how to navigate like the political waters, right? How to do good like grants and stuff, how to put all the polish on.
That's true, but the way I interpret it was like professors don't have a lot of time.
Yeah, for sure.
And so they're just people that kind of work. I don't know. I didn't know that there was that form of interaction. The way I interpret it is there was a more cultural difference. Like there's Minnesota has a culture of. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying
that's what you saw.
That's what I saw and interpreted that way.
Yeah.
That they had a culture like that. Because there was another student from Austin, and she was kind of saying, there's problems here, and she was pointing out how people are nice in Minnesota. And then
Well, in Austin, like I know just for like the basic sciences, I don't know about engineering, but I suspect that it's true. It's pretty high regarded, right? And so at the high regarded institutions,
but Minnesota is also very high regarded.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, dude. they're top notch.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3M. It's Minnesota something.
Okay.
I should know, but the 3M were the because people don't know the sticker. What's that called? Things that you put in the yellow things.
Yeah, 3M. Yeah, they make the adhesive.
The word with adhesives, but sticky notes. They do sticky notes. They do filters. If you check your filter, it's 3M.
Yeah, I mean, people in UT Austin are making things invisible, right?
Oh,
and
really?
they're like making the graphene tattoos, and like they're making graphene, right? Like mass producing it. Like, so I mean, I'm not trying to start like a pissing contest between two universities that I'm not a part of,
dude.
But
yeah.
But I mean,
they're both better events.
there's a lot of competition inside of the university with
Gotcha.
people each other.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think UT has like the third best regarded chemistry department in the West. Right.
Which department? The
Chemistry. Yeah.
Really?
Or it's top 5. I don't know if it's 1, 2, 3, or 4. I think 1
Yeah.
might be like Harvard or something.
How do you know this stuff? Like, do you research it or do you?
Well, I did look it up at one time, but
Okay.
also
You're
like
interested in
like
doctorates and that
like
kind
you
of
here, yeah.
stuff? Oh, okay.
But I mean, you here, right? So UT is definitely highly regarded in the sciences, like the basic sciences.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then I think they also have a really nice materials program. What's his name? Akawandi. He's the guy doing graphene, right? And they have other people, Banerjee. I guess I remember that name because there are a bunch of different Banerjees everywhere.
Yeah.
And then Alua.
Alua.
Yeah, he's the one doing invisibility.
Okay.
And then you go onto his website and like you look at the stuff and it's like, oh man, see that's not something that I can even do, right?
Yeah.
Because we're operating at a really high level, and not just him but his whole lab, right? So it's
Really?
like, yeah.
Yeah. That's the impression that I got. But I feel like you were fitted in that. I feel like the way just the way I saw them, I cannot see you. Cannot you fit there? I felt like I didn't fit. And then, like you feel like you're a fit in there.
Okay.
You never thought about?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I applied to 3 universities, right?
Okay.
So I applied to UT. That was my first application, but I didn't do it very well.
Okay.
Right? It wasn't that's my bad. It wasn't a good application.
Yeah.
And then I applied to Rochester and to the University of Central Florida, right? Because they have really nice optics programs.
Yeah.
So it was also I didn't do them too well. I never do anything right the first time. Right.
Yeah.
So this is my first time applying to grad school. So hopefully in my next cycle I'll get in, and also I'll apply to more schools.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that's the thing. You can't just apply to the 3 best schools that you want to go to. You also need, more schools than that. Apply to like 6 or 7 at least.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my mistake too.
Yeah. And then my letters of recommendation went out late. In one case, like over a month late. And I had talked to my professors like at least a month before.
Yeah.
Like it went down, but.
Yeah, I had 3 and 2 were right on, like right after I told them, and then the last one like pretty much did it until the last minute, and I was like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
But it happens. I just pushed them multiple times.
And then see, I even went that weekend that was going to happen, and I talked to each one, right? And then they all said they were going to do it, right? And then one said, "Don't you trust me?" Or like, "You can trust me," and that one didn't send it for a month, right? So then
That's
yeah. So it made me feel like he didn't have as much faith in me as he said that he did. He just couldn't break it to me, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. But then I thought, no, he would have told you straight if he didn't have faith, right? He's the kind of guy who'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so where were we? You want to gossip about professors next? Who's doing good research? Who's doing bad research? You want to know who's doing bad research? I can tell you.
No, because I want this to be for the public. I want the professors to listen to it.
Okay. Well, the public needs to know.
The public,
the public needs to know who's doing bad research.
Okay,
no,
go.
No, okay, no. Now you made me scared. What if I lose my position? Right? Yeah, I can't be starting bronca.
Bronca, yeah, bro.
Bronca. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm always embarrassed when I try and throw in a word.
Bronca is like the correct word. Yeah.
Bronca, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yes. So you should try making some friends with some lecturers, some postdocs.
That's what I want to.
Did you ever make friends with?
I'm having a hard time making friends. Like I don't know. Like I'm just like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need advice.
Oh,
like
you come to the wrong place to ask for advice on making friends. Let me tell you.
Yeah. I feel like you're a very friendly guy. I don't know if you're. What are you doing with your free time? Who do you hang out with? Do you do that?
See, I have a way of burning bridges with my friends, right?
Why?
So my oldest friend is I probably had him for 2.5 years, 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So just the closer you get to somebody, the more you disappoint each other in different ways, right?
Yeah.
So
that's true.
yeah, like you just you don't measure up to what the other person wants, like, and it goes in both directions. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen to me.
Yeah.
Because I always I enter with the lowest bar in the world.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's because that's what happens to me. Like, I always come with the lowest expectations. Like, I'm like we're let's say equal, or like actually, I always think about it doesn't it doesn't matter. And then as people start doing their tasks, I get impressed. Yeah. And then I'm like, after a while, but I always think, it's a lucky shot today, or because I don't know, and I don't think it's an excellent thing too, because
Well, and then sometimes it's not about like passive disappointment, like not measuring up. Sometimes it's like active disappointment, like you're doing exactly what I don't want you to do.
Oh, really?
Right. Yeah. And again, that goes both ways. And I think that more than the passive disappointment is why I don't have a lot of friends.
Well, okay. Yeah. Like, with the girl that passed by, you guys are not friends because.
I mean, we're friendly.
We're friendly.
Yeah, but I wouldn't like.
I thought you were hanging out and chilling, and her, and then the African American from Toronto, Canada. He was from Canada.
Oh, okay.
Oh, African American.
He's cool.
African Canadian.
Javier.
Javier.
Yeah. He's pretty cool. He can play the banjo really well.
The what?
He can play the banjo really well.
What?
Yeah.
He's free from Canada?
He was originally from Canada. And then he went to some other state, which escapes me, right? But yeah, and then eventually he made his way down here.
Okay.
Yeah, but he plays the banjo really well. And the lute, he's good with the lute, right? Yeah. But, we haven't really hung out, him and me, just one-on-one.
Okay.
I mean, he's come to the lab a few times, right? The SCM lab, and while we run our samples, we have a real nice time.
Yeah, but,
right?
but I'm asking, like, you guys don't play sports, like you guys together on the side, anything like that? It was just more like in the lab.
Yeah, it was mainly in the lab, and I mean, when I was in the lab with him, like we worked in the same lab together with Dr. Mao, and Dr. Mao would always take pains every semester to like get us all together for like a barbecue or something.
Oh, okay. She worked for Dr. Mao.
Yeah, she still does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then so that was good to get to know each other, right? And so I also hung out with him after hours with some of the postdocs there, and those postdocs I'm friends with, right? I haven't spoken to them in a couple of weeks, or since last Thursday, right? But I've been friends with them for a couple of years. Yeah, so they're real nice people, but they're a little bit older than me, and they have like their family, like they're married, right?
Yeah.
So then it's like there's a little bit of a difference. Like they're not gonna come with me to the club and like we'll party or whatever, right? Because they have a kid and all this stuff. So, So, but I mean, we still hang out. We have dinner together.
That's cool.
We'll have a few drinks. Yeah. Maybe go to a restaurant.
That's cool. That's what I want to start doing, dude. I don't know what happens. I guess. Yeah, I don't know how to set it up so that I can like start doing that. Like I know I'm more in terms of. It's easy for me to be like, oh, let's study together. I can do that, but I can't do stuff. And I used to be when I was in NASA, like on the fall. It was really easy to hang out with people. But I also have more free time. But we just kind of connect really quickly, and we went to events together. But here, I just having a hard time like setting things together.
Well, on NASA, you were on internship.
Yeah.
Right. So then you already had like a group sort of pre-cut out of the rock, like, oh, we're the interns together, right?
Yeah.
Like, so.
Okay.
Yeah. So here, I mean, you just see people.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I don't know what would be the best. I mean, like maybe because it's also kind of what if two people, whatever, right? But if you have a group kind of that hang out together, but there's no culture of hanging out, not that I know of. Like say the Prem people or like the research group. There's none of that.
It's because research groups. sometimes it can be like your siblings, or like your siblings are your family, right? You know, you sometimes like you have that bond, but you don't really get along that great, right? So
Really?
yeah, for
I don't
sure.
think, you think it's like that?
I mean, there are people.
Oh yeah, because they're different. They're not like you. I guess they're different. Yeah.
Yeah, and then also like you compete with each other, right? Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you want to get a pat on the head from senpai.
That's true, dude. It's because I was really good with him, with my boss, and then I kind of this semester I'm kind of slacking off. But even like in my slacking off, he feels like he's happy with me.
Yeah.
But that's what I felt. That he liked me, and then I felt some energy from the. I was feeling like an outsider with the older people, with the master students before.
Yeah.
They graduated, they left, and kind of now they're like undergrads like me.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm more like we're whatever with each other. We're good.
Yeah. Are there even any undergrads in Matas's lab? I thought everybody was a master student.
There's only one master student, bro. Oh, there's three masters. Yeah, the two, one out of the three that he's cool with me, but we don't talk anything. And
George.
Don't say names, bro. Don't say names.
Sorry.
Dude, shut up.
No,
Okay.
you can go back and you can bleep it.
No, I can't because I haven't learned how to edit them. They're just all the just everything, bro.
Okay,
There is no
okay.
cutting. But I'll give it to you before it gets uploaded, or I'll just ask you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, there's no cuts.
you can't rewind it or something and then overwrite it.
No, sir. No,
Okay.
sir. It goes all like that.
Okay, what you can do is you can get another phone and then play this conversation back into that phone, and then right when that name comes up, you can.
Oh
you can
yeah,
put a
the
little
quality
air
is
horn.
gonna be great, right?
just get a nice high quality phone, high quality speaker.
Dude, whatever. But what else?
That's
What
because
was,
he's a very friendly guy.
which one? Yeah, he's very friendly.
Yeah.
He
Would you groove with Dr. V?
Huh?
Dr. V when he was there in the lab?
Oh, I bond with him all the time. He's super chill too.
Yeah, he
Oh,
is.
dude, I feel like we can drink and stuff like with him.
Yeah.
And then he does cool stuff. I think he was making beer. Brewing. And I was like, dude, you're sick.
Yeah.
Dude, and he's very down. He has helped me a lot. I got to Matas group because of him.
Yeah.
He told me about that, and then I also found that Oz Ashalos from the mechanical. He does robotics, and then that's why I met him. And I'm trying to do some stuff with him. Not
So he's doing robotics too?
he's a robotics background.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's done really cool stuff.
Yeah, I see him sometimes there in the composite lab when I'm sputter coding.
Okay.
Yeah, I have his number actually.
Really?
Yeah, because I asked him if he could let me into the lab during spring break. He's like, well, I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to come back on Friday, but maybe I can help you then. Yeah.
But where's the sputter lab? In the high
sputter-
bay?
yeah, in the composite lab there, when you walk in at the bottom, straight to your front and the right. It's where all like the undergraduates do their undergraduate engineering labs. You know,
The first floor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. After
Is
backup
that
club?
the low bay, the high bay, the low bay? I don't
The
know.
high bay is high bay.
Okay, so the high bay is the second floor.
Oh, the high bay is the second floor?
I don't know.
I thought the high bay was just the area.
Okay, I thought that was the engineering bay. I don't know. I don't
It doesn't
know the high bay
matter.
or the low
Okay,
bay.
the first floor.
Yeah, the first floor.
Okay, on the after backup or after?
After Baka?
Like there's the backup club. I feel like we're boring people with this information. It doesn't
Okay,
matter.
okay.
You know, it's just in the engineering building where all the equipment is at one of
Yeah.
the rooms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the composite lab.
Okay, the composites lab.
Yeah, it has the name right there, composites.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
I feel like this is the point where they're gonna be like, "What?" And they're just gonna turn off.
If they could see the place we were talking about, they would be impressed.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's what I want to do. Like, this. So help me out with this. Like, I feel like, there's stuff going on. Oh, okay, let's start in RGV, Rio Grande Valley, and at the university. There's not a lot of going on. That's my impression. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
But there is
Well,
stuff going on.
Yeah, there's always stuff going on. I mean, just last week I went to a roller derby. I didn't know there was roller derby, right?
Say that again.
A roller derby?
Roller derby. What's that?
Yeah, it's girls on skates knocking each other down, trying to get past each other.
Dude, that sounds sick.
Right? Yeah. You see, it's just like it's a pond. You know, it looks real calm on the surface, but underneath there's a lot of action going on.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. So my interpretation is it is like I see the pond, right?
Yeah.
But underneath, like there is. I guess I'm not. You feel like it's actually cool stuff going on, and then I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
But the way I interpret it is there's cool stuff, but it's not too big.
Yeah.
But what I would do, I think the problem is that it's not united. or it's not everybody knows, right? It's not publicized.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. So I have a camera, and then I want to kind of do social media stuff. And there's also a club and advertisement I'm going to try to reach with them. But if they don't do anything, it doesn't matter. But yeah, this is kind of like the reason why I'm doing the podcast too, because like a center of putting people together, you know.
Yeah. So which episode is this? Or
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay. What was the first episode?
It was Jackie. She's the vice president for the ASME, the Mechanical Engineering, the Association
For Computing Machinery?
No, Mechanical Engineers.
ACME?
ASME.
ASME.
American Society of Mechanical Engineers. There you go. ASME.
Okay. There are so many different engineering
No.
clubs.
There's manufacturing club, because there's manufacturing, mechanical, electrical, for all your degrees, right?
Yeah.
IEEE, and then there's computer science club, and then there's the woman computer science,
yeah,
and there's also the Mexican, and there's also SHIP, because the MAES but it's easy to map them if there's
all these
degree.
these other colleges have one organization per college, right? So there's one math club, there's one physics club, there's one chemistry club, and there are a dozen different engineering clubs.
Really?
Yeah.
So there's only one organization for chemistry?
Yeah, the
One for
Chemical
physics.
Society. Yeah.
But
So
you guys have a small department.
yeah,
That's why.
we do have small departments. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there you go.
But there's one business club. I think there's 2 or 3. I guess there might be 2 teaching clubs depending upon what you want to teach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I guess. But I mean, like,
I'll compare. I guess. Well, I live in that world, so I didn't know there's only one organization for one club for.
as far as I can tell. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's more.
Yeah. Maybe there are.
Yeah. If you check on B-Link, all the organizations come in there.
Don't even look at, because a lot of those organizations, like, they do enough to get their name on the paper, right? But then they're not really active. Like the archery club, like I've never seen anybody do archery around here. Like if I went to an archery club, would I
Did you
do
email them
archery?
though?
No, I didn't.
There you go, dude.
That's just my experience. That is my experience.
That's my goal, to reach out to them.
The only club I've ever seen that's active, besides the ones I was involved in, is like the Bible club, right? They're the only ones there with like a stand, relatively recently engaging people, right, with their
signs, on the
which of these is important to you? Which of these pictures think represents God?
Oh,
or whatever.
yeah. They were right in front of the library or behind the library, and then it's like, what do you think about this? Yeah. And then yes or no. But I feel like some questions were. But what was so cool is that there were a lot of people engaging in interesting conversations.
Yeah.
I could have done a podcast right there.
Yeah, you could have.
Yeah, I could have.
You should have had your phone with you.
I had, but it's just that the idea came, and then it came to fruition. Thanks to Jackie, by the way.
Yeah.
Because kind of like when you do a podcast, like the ball gets rolling, you know what I mean? Or it feels more inspiring, you get inspired and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So is Jackie cool?
Yeah, she's super. I was gonna say, dope. She's fucking
dope.
dope.
She's
Yeah.
fucking dope.
She's super chill. She's down to earth, but
Right in the veins.
Right in the veins. Fuck yeah. Yeah, she's kind of extroverted too, and I felt she did a lot of work for the organization. I don't know. Like I say, sometimes I see like the people around, and like I feel sometimes the light of hope of people is dead. Like their light is down, and then she's one of the ones where I can see, there's the light. You know what I mean?
Shine.
Yeah, it's still. I say, you're young. She's 20. I was like, you're young. That's where your light is still shining.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I think it's like one of those people that still have some energy.
Oh man, I feel old now.
Why?
I'm 25. That's old already. I think
You're like my sister. My sister's 25.
She's old.
She's 25.
Yeah. You can see the wrinkles in her face already.
No, where's your fucking? You have a large beard, by the way.
Yeah, the wrinkles are under there.
Where's your wrinkles? Yeah, I don't
You
know.
can't see them.
Is that why you have a beard?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, you'd be afraid of what's underneath this beard.
As long as you clean,
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, what's the saying? It's just really. Yeah, I don't know. She inspired me. But yeah,
You should interview a professor.
that's what I want to do. That's the next thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess have 3 or 4 of the podcasts down, and you could say, look, I'm actually doing it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
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 And professors love to like
Dr. Fuentes, that's my...
Dr. Fuentes?
Because I feel like... And Dr. Lozano. I'm definite that they will be down.
Yeah.
There's just basic people. I think Dr. Fuentes I could have more chance, because I see him more in his office.
You should do Dr. Mao. He would be into it, I think. He likes
no
to
way, really?
spread his brand, yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah.
That's cool, yeah.
I think he would be.
And I'm more down because I think that's an opportunity to get to know him, too.
Yeah.
Because I really don't know him that well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes to inspire people.
Really?
Yes, he does.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then
Dude.
you can go into physics and do someone from there.
Yeah.
Maybe Dr. Mukherjee. She's good. She's a good talker.
Mukherjee?
Yeah, she's the chair.
Okay. Let me just check. Oh.
There's Gordy.
Okay. Jay? Is that the guy you're talking about? No, somebody else.
There's Gordy.
Aww.
Hold on, I'm gonna go say hi.
Okay, let me just go. Sorry, so, okay, so
okay,
kind of
okay.
feeling, we had a pause because a friend came by of yours, right? She's doing a master's and she came from India.
Yeah.
And we were just trying to pitch it in for trying to get them on the podcast. But she has a lot of international students, and I think they might from India or maybe Hispanics?
From Asia.
From Asia.
Probably. The ones she's closest with.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds cool. So the two of them, but then we were just really quick. We were talking about fellowships, right? Just
How
that.
important they are.
Yeah, because you wanted to do directly to PhD. You don't want to do a master's at UTRGV.
Yeah.
You want to do a PhD. You're working here right now. You do the SEM scanning electron microscope, which is a really good microscope, but works differently. And
but to get into a good PhD program, you need to publish, right? And I haven't really published, so I might have to end up spending another couple of years here doing my master's, right?
That's true.
And so for the master's, they won't really pay for everything the same way that they will with the PhD.
That's true.
Everything being in quotes, right?
Yeah.
But that's why you need a fellowship.
Yeah, exactly. So I was telling you the fellowship I'm doing around December, and so that this is the perfect time to start writing it because it takes a while.
Yeah.
And then I was saying, if you get a fellowship, they almost always take you, or 90%, because when you do a PhD, it's most of the time with the idea that they will pay for it, right? It's paid, and so that's why they don't take you. So if they do, they will be funded, and then I said, do it.
Yeah.
That's it. See, I can replicate it.
It was not 90% the same.
90%?
Yeah, maybe 91, 92.
Oh, screw you, bro. It was 120%. So what was I telling you though? But what were we talking about? Like the last thing. The Satanists. So
I passed. Yeah.
You passed, and then that you were Satanists, right?
Oh, I wasn't a Satanist.
Your friends were
Yeah,
Satanists.
almost all my friends in Harlingen were Satanists. In fact, there were a lot of Satanists in Harlingen and in the Valley.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Oh, okay. But I feel like you're exaggerating. Like it was only in your high school. That's what I feel.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it was.
Because it would be cool to have them on my podcast.
Right?
But
there's probably one guy I can put you in touch with.
for real?
Yeah, I haven't talked to him in a long time. I don't think he's a Satanist anymore per se.
But
He's still an occultist. Yeah, he still channels energies, supposedly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and you were telling me that most Satanists were hedonists. And
the Levians.
The Levians. So there's... Okay, talk a little bit more about that.
Okay, so a Levian Satanist is an atheistic Satanist, right? So they don't really believe in a god or even in the supernatural.
Levain, right?
Yeah, Levain. After Anton LaVey, right?
Don't believe in God, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the afterlife or things like this, right? But they think that they have sort of like views that are antithesis to like the white light religions. You know, they say, no, we should indulge ourselves. You shouldn't be afraid of being prideful or whatever.
Yeah,
right? Like, those are things to covet.
Because pride is bad in church, and we were told many times, pride is bringing yourself. Yeah. But the Levians would say no, pride is good. Pride is it's the self. It's the growing of the self. Yeah.
And it's really all about the self. Like you worship yourself.
Yeah.
So pride is good, greed is good, lust is good, gluttony, these are good. They're good things, right? Wrath against your enemies, etc.
But they were like good people. Like, I read I downloaded their book, and it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Like, they don't try to kill people. They don't do like rituals where they're not trying to destroy the world. They're actually kind of chill people.
Yeah.
Chill, kind of like punk people.
Yeah,
punks.
And then they're just edgy. They like to be edgy.
Yeah, that's what the feeling I get.
Yeah.
but the edge comes with cringe many times.
Sometimes, yeah. Well, it's like 80s edginess, right? So it's like, yeah. So they got to update the edginess every couple of decades to keep the edge. Put a whetstone on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I think but
And then there are also some theistic Satanists, right? Who are not LaVeyans. The LaVeyans call them reverse Christians.
Yeah.
Right. So they actually believe in a literal devil and they worship it.
Yeah.
And they're
what were they called again? This one?
Theistic.
Theistic.
Yeah.
Satanists.
Theism.
Yeah. Yeah, theism. Yeah.
Yeah. So there are less of them, but they do exist, right? And then I even met a Luciferian one time, supposedly.
Okay.
But
why are there so many?
There's Christians, why there's Baptists and Pentecostals and.
But what?
Yeah.
Why Satanists? Like, what's the?
Because they have different doctrines. Even in the Church of Satan, which is the atheistic one, LaVey, after LaVey died, it split into 2 or 3 different churches, right? Each of them is jockeying to be on top, right? So it's just about differences.
But I'm saying the Bali, I don't get the aura of differences in religion. It's mostly Christian and boom, that's it. Or I don't know. Yeah. There's atheists, but I don't see them much. But
yeah, keep their head low. But I mean.
By the way, I'm an atheist. By the way.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you a Christian?
I'm not a Christian.
Are you?
No.
Do you wanna talk about it?
I guess for most of my life, since I was 16, I guess that's not really most of my life, right? I guess okay. We'll start at the beginning, at my birth, right? So I was raised as a Second Baptist, so I believed in God up until I was 16.
Yeah.
Right. And then when I was 16 in the shower one day, everybody has doubts, right? Even when I was 12, I was having doubts.
Right.
But I always came on to the side of, okay, God's real.
God, yeah.
And so then when I was 16, I came down on the other side, I guess God's probably not real, right?
Yeah.
And then it was a really gross feeling.
Yeah.
Right. But then afterwards, I got over it. And then I was an atheist for the next 9 years, right? And then now...
Well, that's 25. 16 to...
Yeah, so now the present time, right?
Yeah.
I'm not so sure anymore. Because think of it like this, right?
Yeah.
So the brain, right, is made of chemicals, right?
Okay.
Chemicals, and people say thoughts like the electrical impulses,
yeah,
or whatever, right? So those obey physical laws, right?
Yes.
So it's like you drop a glass bottle,
yes,
right, and it shatters into the different areas, right? So you can say, oh yeah, those pieces it's shattered in randomly, right, in random directions.
Yeah.
But if you knew the minute differences in the glass, right? If you could calculate exactly where it would hit with what force or whatever, you would be able to calculate where the different pieces would go, how far they would go, and all that stuff, right? So, how is the brain different, right? If you could if you had all the variables going on in your brain, you should be able to calculate which direction the electrical impulses would go.
Right.
So then it's where's free will, right? If you can calculate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Some days I think free will is an illusion.
It is.
And
I think it is.
Some days I think that God is real. So.
But you explained where. Oh, okay. Your logical side. Well, but that's even if you're logical, that doesn't justify make God or not real or not real. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it depends. Some days, if I think if I feel like I have free will, it's okay. I guess there's God.
Oh, so
right?
you depend free will with God.
Yeah.
You connect free will. Actually, that's kind of one of the leading things, because the logic of following things through. How could you punish somebody if they just obey the laws of nature?
Yeah. That's why, in the Bible, it's all everything was written previously, the names are already in the book of life or whatever. So then it's that doesn't really drive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't. But this is my current interpretation of how I can accept God, in life, and it's we all created religions, and I think that we all going to fall into a religion, whether we call it religion or not. So I feel like we have a set of beliefs that set of beliefs that we all have. We all have an ideology, a way of thinking, and religion is just another ideology. And so, where was I going with this? So it's there, but and then there's a thing deep inside of us that leads us towards religion, or that we feel connected with other people. We feel that there's something bigger. We see the stars and we feel something great. We all experiences these great things, and we all feel it. It's there. Whether you think we all lean into it. The question to me is how do you kind of just, and you, by nature, I believe that we pick a religion, let's say, or way of thinking into that. So what is it going to be? And the way I'm accepting it is having, okay, well, so I get accept like the different forms of belief, and they're good doctrines. I feel, yeah.
People walking by.
Yeah, but what I'm going with this, sorry.
This is the podcast, so you got to do under the covers, talking about God.
Yeah. I just don't want to know. Like, I don't want to. I'm introverted.
Don't lie.
I am.
Yeah.
No, I am. Yeah.
You're so introverted. You're doing a podcast.
Well, it's difficult.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I meditate.
Okay.
Yeah, I let it all out. Yeah.
You never seem introverted to me. You always seem like you were pretty.
Well,
open
I'm not shy. That's the thing.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, so I'm very self-conscious, and I don't want to, like, I hate the feeling of like being superior to somebody else and talk down to people.
Yeah.
And so I don't like. And when I'm talking about that, I don't want to offend them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the idea is that an atheist is that person that's going to hurt them. You know, and I don't want to give up any preconceived notions.
Yeah, for sure.
So. But that's the introvert. And then I also like to spend time by myself. Like, I get tired with people.
Yeah.
But I'm not tired. Like, I can talk with anybody and can talk about anything. Yeah, that's the difference. Yeah. But yeah, we were talking about... Yeah, so... the way I can accept it is... Hey! What is God, right? And so if you can interpret just as that feeling, then it's fine to accept it. And then I think if you interpret the Bible as a set of rules to be a decent human being, what's best for society and what's best for the world, then I think you can accept its doctrines and its beliefs, and you can interpret it as metaphors. To me, but I just can't accept people who take it literally. So when people say God, I say trust and love. That's I'm saying trust, truth and love, and that's the way I interpret it. And when then God, is a figure to follow. Jesus is Moses is just the difference is that I can't accept, kind of like, I don't know, if a woman having a period, she can't enter an altar. You gotta shave your sides. Pig is bad. So yeah, that's the difference. And the difference too is that, they say, God is the real God. God is a jealous God. And so the thing is that, well, sorry, but I can't. I need to listen to Muslims, and I want to listen to Buddhists, and then just sort of pick up the best and kind of,
like a buffet. I'll take this and that, but I'll leave this and that there.
Exactly. So I'm leaning more Buddhist side though, because they don't have to accept. They don't have to accept.
Well, Buddhism's not really classically. It's not considered a religion, right? It's like a philosophy, because the Buddhists don't believe in a god, right? They don't worship Buddha.
Yeah. Well, they say the void of everything. But our religion sticks towards the center, and I feel the center is something that you feel inside of you. Like if you close your eye, I feel an energy or something, and then when I see the stars, I see that same energy, and I can't deny it, whether it's chemical or whatever it is, it's there. And so I just have to interpret it as the unity of people, the humanity of people, and the connectedness, the desire of connectedness, and how do we gonna manifest it? And then through ideal self, to trying to be the best. But I can't listen to Aristotle only, and I can't listen to Socrates or Karl Marx or what's the guy from
Adam
The
Smith?
Respect? Adam Smith.
Wait, from what?
No, what's his name? He's German, the German philosopher.
Heidegger?
No.
Nietzsche?
Nietzsche.
Nietzsche?
No, I'm talking about the Respect guy.
Respect guy?
Yeah, he's all about respect.
Hitler? Yeah.
He's not about... What's his name? I forgot his name. I'll just say it later. Yeah.
The German guy, all about respect.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
What period was he from? Or was he is he really old? Or is he from the 1800s or?
He was about, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not an important guy. But yeah, so I want to listen to all of them. Yeah.
Goethe?
Gotha? Well, what did you say? Nietzsche?
Goethe?
Goethe? No.
Goethe?
he has an easy name. It's not hard. Just
Okay.
can't remember.
Nietzsche.
Nietzsche. Yeah. But yeah, that's the way. But I've been going to church. And I've been honest with them. I just can't open like what I've told you right now. I can't tell them because I feel like I offend them.
Yeah, you feel like you're talking down to them.
Yeah, exactly. Because the fact is that I feel I'm very logical, and so this is what happened. So my dad's a photographer, and he had somebody working there, and then we were in the car, and my family was always inclusive, work together, we're a team, that kind of thing. He was there, he was very nice and everything, but then I told him he was an investment. Like, and the way I was thinking about it was like, it makes sense because he was going to conferences, so we were teaching him, and so that's why we're putting money, and he's bringing money back.
Skills back, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like, it makes complete sense. But he was totally offended, and then he held it forever.
Oh man!
And he told me, "Have I paid my the investment yet?" He told me that, but he's a sentimental guy, and here's where I changed. Or I had to learn, kind of keep it. People interpret it as like a selfish perspective. A selfish perspective is just a perspective, an angle of seeing things, and the logical way of seeing is kind of like the selfish nature, like interest, whatever. And then there's the social ideological aspect that we perceive that we all live in. We all live in, and so under the terminologies that we're using, it was affecting his way of thinking of the world. It was saying, yeah, you're not actually from us, you're not part of the team. But I wasn't saying that. I was making an observation about how the world works.
Yeah.
Like
where the energy flowed. It flows to him, and then it comes and flows back.
Exactly. Yeah, but he interpreted it differently. Yeah. And so every time I use this language, so you can't talk about love in terms of like, what you get. You can't make a contract. And that's the thing, like, you can't deal with people like that. They want to be human talking like that. And so I differentiate that. So I kind of, people like you, or like, I feel like we're both either logical or I feel like we both understand, those two things.
Yeah.
That, like the way of talking, it's not talking down to you, but it's just a way to reach the truth.
Yeah. The real hard thing is being friends with somebody who does see you materially, right? Who does see you like materially, like through like material lens, right? So like being friends with your boss, right? Because I mean, the boss needs to get something from you, right? Like they have to, and if you're not getting it, they're gonna press you, right? So it's like, can I be this person's friend and accept that they're gonna press me, and like, okay, that's what you have to do, and not want special treatment, right? Because I mean, like, I know advisors, right? That like press their underlings really hard, right? So like, but I mean,
I know
they're trying to help themselves, but they're also trying to help their underlings, right? Because I mean, like, if you want to be good, you have to be good, right? But it's like, and some of them really don't like it, right? But I mean, like, I didn't like it, but at the same time, like, I was also like friends with him, because like, I know that you have to do this, right? Like if I was in your shoes and like I was friends with somebody, I would still have to press them, So it's like, it's really weird to be in that situation where you understand that you have to be whipped, like, and then you think like, oh man, like, do I have Stockholm syndrome or something? Like, why does it not bother me? Like.
Yeah, I agree with you. No, I feel the same way, and I detest it. And also, like, I also feel like, are we friends because, or are you nice to me because you want something from me?
Yeah.
And I just try to ignore it because it's just a way of life I can't live with. I just want to be. And that's the thing. Well, actually, as a mentor, I also feel the same way. I'm like, dude, you're not performing. It's like, what's going on? And that's why I feel like I'm trying to conceptualize like a way of a relation because, dude, you're not doing what you're doing, and I don't want to be whipping you. But it might be just something you gotta do because if you don't pull the whip, that's in the Bible. It says what?
Spare the rod and spoil the child. If you spare the rod, you spoil the child.
Yeah.
I don't know where in the Bible that's from, but
you spare the rod. Well, I didn't. Yeah, if you spare the rod, you spoil the child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you thinking of a different line?
Well, I didn't memorize the line. I just the meaning.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what you gotta do, and I'm thinking that because I feel like one is underperforming, and I'm just like, where you at, dude? What's going on? And I feel like because he feels like we're friends, we're buddies. He feels
can get
like
away with it.
Yeah, and I'm getting like, dude, because I the way I'm telling him, like, you have to look for your best interest, what's best for you, because your boss will push you, and I was hoping that through that he had some intent of himself of pushing himself, and that I would just have to leave him. But I feel like I need to kind of like do this, push him, and I'm like, I don't know, do I need to do this? And I think like part of I was conceptualizing what ways I could do that, and it all resulted into how my boss treats me. Literally, like I was thinking, how could I, make him work? And then I literally, the steps that it took were literally the steps that my boss has been doing to me. You know what I mean? So I'm like, is that I don't know.
But
you know what I mean?
I like when my boss is really straight with me. Like where they go like, Alex, if you keep doing this, you're gonna end up in the gutter. Or Alex, like, this is not good enough. Like, just be straight. Because like when you sort of fiddle around, it's like they don't respect me. Like, oh, Alex, like I could tell you what I think, but you couldn't handle it. And it's like just lay it on me. Like I'm a big boy, I can take it. Like, but on the flip side, like I would have a lot of trouble laying it on somebody else. Okay, it's like it's not personal. But you have to know this. Yeah. And then back to what you were saying earlier, I think it's possible to be friends with somebody and also want something from them at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully they won't bleed together too much, right? But I mean, like, you can have complex emotions for people.
But I feel like not everybody's equipped to that skill, and it's hard to tell what's
what.
Yeah, because you have to either live through it or think like that to kind of know what's going on. And I feel like some people, oh no, you're an asshole, and they just keep it. But I feel like that's the wrong people.
No, they just don't want to hear it. If they were looking like at a TV show and like they didn't know the people involved and they were just like analyzing it, they would come to the same conclusion. That they just don't want to hear it when it's on them or on somebody they know or from somebody they know.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's just my interpretation.
Yeah. So like you're saying, like if my boss or you're working with somebody and then you tell them you're not performing well, is that what you're referring to? And then would you?
Yeah, but if you can't be horizontal with somebody. You have to be vertical with them.
What's
right?
That?
Like it can't be your coworker. It has to be like your underling or your boss telling you. Like when you go horizontal, people get their feelings hurt real easy.
Oh yeah.
Like, well, who are you to tell me that? Like you're not my boss.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good advice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Be vertical with them.
Be vertical.
Yeah, not horizontal.
That's good. Dude, I feel like it's been going really well. Well, it's 1 hour and 7 minutes, so 5 more minutes and we start wrapping it up.
Yeah, what time is it anyway? It's
It's 5:30.
Okay, yeah.
5:30.
Yeah, because eventually I have to go because I'm going to do plasma, right? And I'm going to
Make
get
money?
$30, yeah.
Yeah, they flip it, right? So it's like
30,
70,
40, 30, 40.
30, 40. Yeah.
Yeah.
You need the cash and stuff?
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm working part-time with the SEM, and it keeps me afloat, but I'm right there on the edge. So it's
I thought that was really good money.
It's $15 an hour, and that's pretty good, right? But when you only get 19 hours, like you stay on the edge, right?
Okay.
So that's why I'm looking at the second job. I applied to the Mathnasium, which is sort of like Sylvan Learning, but just for math, right? And
oh, you know what? SDC. But they take a month or something.
Yeah.
But it's like $9 because you're a bachelor's.
Yeah.
It would be $9.
Yeah.
But there you can also do 19 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that'd be good to see if I could do 19 hours with both jobs. I'd be getting almost $100 a day, I think. Yeah, I'd be getting 4 times. Yeah, that's almost $100 a day. Yeah. So if I can do that, like I would be so much better than on the edge. Right?
Yeah, dude. And they are looking for people, I think.
Oh man, can you bleep out how much I'm getting paid?
No.
Oh
man.
No. Yeah. I forgot we were out doing the podcast.
Sorry, dude.
Oh man, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. You gotta learn how to bleep that. Because this is not the first time it's gonna happen. People are gonna be saying stuff and they're gonna go back like, oh man, can you bleep that?
Okay, yeah. I'll cut it out. I'll figure it out, I guess. Because I wanted to upload it today. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Do you think it's okay?
Yeah, upload it today, and then see if you can
later re-upload it.
Yeah, re-upload it.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, thank you. I know what you want.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, okay, but yeah, Sub Texas College for sure. Apply right now. It takes like a month because HR takes forever.
Actually, one of the people I met with this roller derby team, like I think on the marketing section, that she works at STC.
Okay.
She was like, "Oh yeah, we're looking for SIs, right?" So I'd be like, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be perfect for me." Because I mean, I like to teach. You know, I would hate to be a teacher, but I like to make presentations, you know, and then present ideas and get people to understand something they didn't understand before.
The same way,
Yeah.
yeah. What do you want to do once you get your PhD?
I want to do research.
Research?
Yeah, I want to
Like postdoc stuff?
Well, hopefully as a tenure track professor.
Start a company, bro.
No, I want to like make some good research at a university, and then I want to start a company.
Yeah.
Right, like startup.
Startup.
Yeah.
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 Oh, you know what?
I want to get investors. You know.
Are you interested in what's that? Programming? Are you ever thought about it? You don't want to do it?
Programming is the farthest thing away from me. That like
machine learning. Do you think about machine learning?
Oh man, you see, I am not a part of that.
Okay, that's what I want to get involved in. Yeah.
I know more about history than I do about machine learning. I know more about history than I do with machine learning or English, you know, or like that's. I know more about economics than I do about machine learning.
Maybe if you become like a tutor and stuff, you can start developing like private tutoring.
Yeah.
Go to like Craigslist and upload it. Like, that's what I tried. Yeah, and then look for people and start building that network.
Now I'm gonna start putting my flyer up here. You know, everything you wanted to know about physical chemistry, but you were afraid to ask.
Yeah, you know what I want to do was give. I forget what it's called. Like when professors do it, where they go have a classroom and then they start teaching students. Like about
class?
Yeah, it's something. It's called something.
Okay.
But that's what I'm gonna do. Like, take a course and then start mentoring them, or like, oh, look, what's the problems that you have for the homework, and then work with them, and then but through there, maybe if you're there. Once I do, I'm gonna do it for mechanical, so I don't think that it connects too much. But if you do the same thing here and you start helping them for free, maybe you might get some people. Hi guys, like I do private tutoring. This is just a free workshop. You guys ask me anything you guys want, and you guess I'll do this every whatever. And then it's like, but here's my information. Here's the files, whatever. And then I'll do a part. I start at $10 or whatever. And then
or whatever.
Like, well, I would always say like start low so that you can understand your market, and then go up so that you can. Once you have too many calls, you increase the number.
Like Jeff Bezos.
Well, yeah.
He operated Amazon at a loss for like 20 years, and now that he's cornered the market, he's upping the prices.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you gotta do that.
Yeah,
it's an economic term, but yeah. Okay, you feel like we're good? Oh, by the way, I need to. Yeah, let me know like what's going on at the university and events and things like that, because I have no idea.
A good person to talk to would be Karen Dorado over in the office of student outreach, I think, or governmental and community relations.
Okay.
Yeah, so she always has her fingers in a pie, you know, getting things like Festiva or Science Bowl or different events, you know, that are bringing the community together.
Where was she from?
Office of Governmental and Community Relations. I think she has an office over in the ITP building.
Where the flags were?
Yeah, where the flags were. Oh, you talked to her briefly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but she does, because I mean, I know that the people from student involvement, and they're the ones that they get a budget and they're supposed to create events for the university. Yeah. So I know that, but I had no idea about the ITT stuff.
Yeah, so like Science Bowl, that's like funded by the DOE, right?
Okay.
So that'd be like the governmental relations. And then Festiva, it's not really like the university, it's like the city, you know?
Okay.
So the city's coming out, and then like she sources people for the Festiva from the university, but the festival itself is for the community, right? So it's like that's community relations, right?
Yeah. So it's community. Her job is community relations.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
that's what I
I'm governmental.
Dude, that's excellent. Oh, okay, let me write it down after the podcast. But okay, so just wrapping it up. So it was very nice talking to you.
I hope I can come talk to you again. Maybe you can have a special episode with like a topics or a list of topics.
Yeah, dude. Like maybe we could do like physics or chemistry or something.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Or I don't know if whatever you want to do it. There's this other guy. He loves history, so we might do that too.
Oh man,
it's super fun.
I think history is mostly bunk.
What do you mean bunk?
Bunk. So it's like history right now, right? It's gonna record the Iraq War, and it'll record George Bush. But,
you know what?
But will it record the secret actors?
Yeah. Well, he was telling me the same. I was telling him the same thing. Like, no, the history is written by the government and by politicians and the winners and stuff. And he was like, he kind of put some holes like into my way of thinking. Like,
Well, I mean, like, I can believe that, like, in whatever year we switched from tin to bronze. Right?
Yeah,
I can believe that.
Right.
So the evidence for that's pretty hard.
Yeah, but things like ideal perceptions of like you want your country to look the best, because of private interest,
or like why something happened. I have a hard time trusting history when it tells me why something happened.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so Alex, it was great talking to you. You were chemistry and physics major.
Yeah. Actually, physics first, so that way I count for the count, because if physics doesn't graduate enough people, like, they go under, right? So it was always physics first.
Physics.
Though I consider myself more of a chemist.
Yeah. And you're a researcher and also work at the engineering building for the Prem.
I'm currently not researching, but fingers crossed I will again.
You were. I
was.
And then you're a graduate student.
I'm not a graduate student.
You graduated from school already, and you're looking for a job, and then that's your future.
I tell people I'm a post-bac.
Post-bac.
Yeah.
Post-bac. Yeah, post-bac. That's badass.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it was great talking to you, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. We're shaking hands right now, and I'm trying to turn on the podcast. There we go.